What's going on, y'all? Corpus Christi Ridin back at it again. I'm your host, Jesus Hilario. Today we got Creon Maaan, rapper, entrepreneur, and host of the Man Look talk show. What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
Part of the Riding High podcast network as well. From the North Side Manor to building Wave God Supreme and creating a podcast that dives into real talk, community issues, relationships, and culture. Creon has a story full of hustle, insight, and life lessons. In this episode, we'll explore his roots, music, street life, entrepreneurship, podcasting, and the wisdom he shares on his show. Before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to Premier Hearing Solutions of South Texas. Thank you for sponsoring this episode. They provide expert hearing care from evaluations and hearing aids to repairs and even at home services. If you or someone you love needs hearing support in Corpus Christi, they've got you covered. Thank you for helping us bringing great content to our community. Thanks a lot.
What's up?
What's going on, Creon?
Hey, man, another day. Once you wake up, you're blessed, man. You know you're blessed. So anything after that is on you. So I'm good, man.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I stumbled across you through the Riding High podcast, and I heard you saying some stuff on there. I'm like, damn, this dude's got some wisdom. And then just recently hearing about Hillcrest and all the bridge and all that stuff, I've been wanting to get some people on here
Yeah, okay.
that are from that area. You know what I mean? And I want to real quick pay homage to DJ King, who did an interview with you.
Mm,
And Scoop Dose also, he did an interview with
yeah.
you. But before the mic, there was a neighborhood, Northside Manor, that shaped the man we know today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely.
So let's start at the beginning. Your neighborhood, your family, and the community that shaped who you are growing up in Northside Manor gave you experiences and lessons that influenced everything from your music to your outlook on life.
Yes, sir.
What was it like growing up in Northside Manor versus Hillcrest or the West Side?
Okay. Growing up in Northside Manor, first of all, give you a little in depth about myself. I was actually adopted when I was 2 years old. And the people who adopted me, they were pretty much old enough to be my grandparents. Like the father who adopted me, he was born in like 1913, bro.
Wow.
So, and the mother was like maybe 1926 or 1924, somewhere around there. So my upbringing was kind of different than my peers, you know what I'm saying? Because for the most part, when I was being talked to, when my pops would talk to me about things, about life experiences, they were coming from a time where really of Jim Crow. It was coming from a time of people not having rights and things of that nature. So I knew it. I knew at a very early age the struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Love for community. You know what I'm saying? Love for the love of your neighbor and things like that nature. So I didn't have no. I had siblings, biological siblings, but I didn't know all of them at the time. So pretty much everybody that I came through, the kids that I was growing up with, like the James Newtons, the Marcus Davis, the Clifton Davis, the Marvin Millers, Chris Millers, the Warren and Ernie Holds, the Butlers, the Calvin Miller, Byron Green, William Griffin, all these dudes, and it's a whole bunch of names. If I'm forgetting somebody, man, forgive me. Like Sidney Jackson, all these different brothers, man, that they were like my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just growing up, because when you're young at that age, man, like kids get into fights, but we're in our community, man. You're taught when one fight, you all fight. You know what I'm saying? So you get into a fight with somebody, you might have to fight their brother
Everybody,
too.
wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so it taught us at an early age, like how to stick together, to be together, to things like that. And
Wow.
when I was growing up, man, it's so different now. Like, just say I'm outside and about, you know what I'm saying? My parents will let me outside. I can go run with my buddies or something like that. If I'm doing something I ain't got no business doing, and my neighbor seen me doing something I ain't got no business doing,
Mm-hmm.
they were allowed to whoop me, man.
Oh, crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Walk me to my house and let my parents know what I was doing.
Wow.
And then I got another whooping. You know what I'm saying? So, or, like today, you don't even know who your neighbor is, man. You know what I'm saying? say, especially when you stand in an apartment complex, people kind of tend to stick to themselves. When we were growing up, man, you knew who your neighbor was all through the community, man. My mom like go to Miss Williams' house and ask for a cup of sugar, or go to Miss such and such house and get a cup of flour for me. You know what I'm saying? They were real. These people were like real active in our lives. The older guys in our hood were really like our uncles, for real, our big cousins or our big brothers. It wasn't like how the youth is today. Like if I try to stop and tell a youth, you know what I'm saying, a young brother like, say, hey, man, you shouldn't be doing that. Man, there's a possibility that I can get disrespected, might end up in a fight, or I could possibly get shot because of the way their mind state is today. Back then, we respected our elders, man. Like for real, like we might not have, how could I say, listened to everything they said, but later on down the line in life, what they said comes back around to you,
Wow.
so you remember it, man.
What's going on, Francesca? That's my daughter on YouTube. Blake, thanks for watching, man. There's a lot of stuff in there. I like the last names that you mentioned, bro. Like, cause I'm used to hearing nothing but Hispanic last names, kind of where I grew up. But all them last names, Miller and what are those other ones?
Yeah.
It's amazing that those families were in this town. And I remember you talking to DJ King in one of your interviews is that uh, it's like one of those things where you better act. I'm not you better, but you should act right so that way your name isn't tarnished or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
most definitely.
I thought that was interesting. And then man, just like even if you try to tell kids somebody and their parents right there, like the parents will get mad at you for trying to see. You know what I
It's
mean?
new wave, man. It's new wave, and a lot of that comes from a lot of that I believe comes from the elders dying off. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of young parents. You know what I'm saying? Like my partner's grandmothers when we were young, they were in their 60s. You know what I'm saying? Early 70s.
Wow.
Today you can have a grandparent at the end of your 30s, your late 30s,
Crazy.
early 40s. You know what I'm saying? They're still in the mind of going out and things like that. They ain't into watching kids as much as like our parents. Like in our community growing up, man, it wasn't no babysitters, bro.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no babysitters. You was going to grandmother's house or you're going to a relative's house. You know what I'm saying? Or you're going or your friend's mother's, your friend, not even your parents' friend, but your friend's mother. You wouldn't stay at a friend's mother's house
Wow.
or something like that, or at a friend's house. You know what I'm saying? So
Interesting.
you always had that indoctrination of being aware, watch how you act. You're not gonna embarrass me. You know what I'm saying? Like your last name, man. Your last name carries weight, man. According to how you act. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? Your kids gonna either be pointed at into like if there's like just say for instance, I had made some mistakes in life to where I had to leave, right? And but my character and the way I handled myself as my kids got older, they were like, say, man, that's Creon them kids, man. That's Creon. Them are Martin boys. You know what I'm saying? They good. You know what I'm saying? They're all right. You know what I'm saying? When they would venture over here or venture over there, they off of who I was, they were able to move freely
that's amazing.
and respectfully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So you got to really conduct yourself in the manner of a man. I've always felt that like you got to conduct yourself in the manner of a man.
Wow. So yeah, that's interesting. I like that. It's like, what is that? What is a man? And then it makes me think about like how many families were actually still married
Yeah.
through that time because now there's a lot of divorce and my parents are divorced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how much of that has an effect on our community as
Oh
well?
yeah, most
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? But yeah, that's interesting. So how did friendships and community shape, I guess, your mindset and your hustle?
With friendship, it showed me how to be loyal, man. Even when you hurt me.
Mm.
Even damn, that kind of hurt me saying that. Even when you hurt me,
Oh,
you know
wow.
what I'm saying? It showed me how to stay loyal. You know what I'm saying? If even when we got into disagreements, it showed me how to stay loyal. You know what I'm saying? To if like today on social media, two friends fall out, they throw all their business about each other
Oh,
on the internet. You know what I'm
wow.
saying?
Yeah.
Like with me, whatever you tell me, it don't go no farther than that, man. It stays right there. I will never put you in a position to where people judge you. You know what I'm saying? Off of my experiences with you, I let y'all interactions be their judgment. It'll never be off of me. You know what I'm saying? And just community alone show me the value of having close knit friends. Community allow me not to be stingy with people, and to be and how could I say to communicate with people, man, and to listen to people before even trying to judge somebody, man.
Wow.
Because I'm really the type of person that's really easy to get along with. I'm the type of person that you can literally come and talk to without it going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a thinking man, bro. You know, I'm really a thinking man. So if you come to me with an issue, the whole time you're talking to me, man, my mind is on solutions to help you out.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not just listening. Even though I'm listening to listen just so that you have a place to vent, but I'm also thinking what I can do to help you, or what kind of solution I can give you. And community taught me that, because when I was growing up, whoever had an issue at that time, be it if it was like, say somebody was short on the rent, you know what I'm saying? They used to have like rent parties, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For like single mothers and stuff like that, they would have little rent parties. People come on, like the older people, they'll come on, put the kids over here. They're gonna be over here. We're gonna come over here in the apartment. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna eat. Everybody like potluck. Body bring food and stuff. $3 at the door or something like that. And when the party's over, they would give that money to that woman, you know what I'm saying? So she can pay her rent. Because going back to what you said, we had a lot of people in our community that were single mothers, but it's because they allowed to man to discipline them. Because all the mothers will tell you, all the older heads in our community, if you see my son acting up, bust his ass. You know what I'm saying? Don't let my son do this. Don't let my son do that. So when they caught us doing something that we wasn't doing, we were admonished for that and then taken back home. You know, a lot of my friends didn't have fathers in their home, and their mothers became my mothers. But I grew up with my dad. My mother, the family that adopted me, at that time, my mother had passed away when I was like 9. So it was just me and my dad.
Wow.
So people had my dad, my friends had my dad as their dad. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, man, that's huge, dude. Just having a male figure to help raise you, I think is huge.
Oh yes.
Do you think that? I mean,
Yes,
yeah.
bro. It most definitely, man. I don't care what nobody say, and I've always said this, and I've been saying this for years. You know, if you're a single mother, because I'm a statistic man too. You know what I'm saying? I'm a numbers man. I'm a statistic man. I'm gonna go when somebody says something, man. I'm gonna go look it up. You know what I'm saying? And when you're a single mother, man, if you know you have a boy child, if that child, when that boy gets about 9 or 10, you need to send them off with his father, man. If y'all are in separate homes, send them out. Send them off to like your dad. Like the dad get them on the weekends, you can get them on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? He needs to grow up with his dad. And I'm not just, I don't like admonish women in this particular position. I also admonish the man too. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you need to go get your son. You know what I'm saying? Because statistics show a single father household is like that of a 2-parent household, if not better.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And she can only do so much as raising him. When it comes to him being a man, that's on you. Because when that young boy stays in that house with that woman, I'm not saying he picks up feminine traits, he picks up feminine characteristics. You know, women are quick to argue with each other, you know what I'm saying, to go back and forth. Well, men are taught, at least I was, find a solution first, come to an understanding. Because I always felt like there's nothing that two men can't talk about before it gets physical or out of hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would see this in my community, whether guys would have situations, they talked it out first. You know what I'm saying? And if they couldn't come to no understanding, then they would have a problem. But for the most part, the women will be yelling back and forth with each other, and before you know it, they're fighting.
Wow.
So the young boy in this household, he pick up these characteristics of not being able to find a solution. He's more of aggressive. And if you pay attention to what's going on, that's what we got out here in these streets today, man. Young boys who are not thinking man, they think with their fist and their guns first instead of with their mouth and with their mind, you know. And we lose a lot of life to that. You know what I'm saying? Do I blame it on the women? No, I don't blame it on the women. Do I blame it on men? No, I don't blame it on men. I blame it on the situation. The situation is you should send your son to his father. You know what I'm saying? And statistics show. I tell brothers this all the time. Do you know when you're raising your son, your life gets better, man? Whatever you're going through, your life gets better. I don't want to hear nothing about uh um uh well, who's going to be a babysitter? I got to find it. She was doing the same thing. She was doing the same thing when she was with him. Now it's your turn, bro. You got to
Right.
raise him to be a man
Wow.
out here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely think that. Well, I'm married. Some people aren't married. Anyway,
That's good.
my thing is like, I think marriage is the next level. You know, because you're single for so long, then
Yeah.
marriage is next. Having kids is just a step, another level above that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a level of maturity that you have when you have a kid. It's totally different when you're willing to take the responsibility. You know what I mean? Because if you're not willing to take the responsibility, you're not gonna be in your kid's life. Your kid's gonna grow up a
Exactly,
certain
bro.
way. You know,
Exact-
whatever. Wow. So you talk about that. I like that you talk about that stuff, man. It's very interesting. I wanted to call you the Charleston White of Corpus Christi.
Say, it's crazy because that's what Fat Man the Boss. You know, he got his podcast too. That's what he calls me, the
Okay.
Charleston White of Corpus Christi. And just going off of what you're saying, I don't believe a man cannot be his greatest self without a woman, man.
Oh, wow.
You know, because you limit your responsibility as a man without a woman. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna help you reach your potential, man. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna, because you're gonna have every emotion that you could possibly have when you're dealing with the woman, man. And that's gonna help shape you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna like even including even for myself, man. Like I just through experiences, I know that I've always at my lowest when I'm by myself.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? When I was at my highest, it's because I had a woman in my corner, not only pushing me, but keeping me out the way,
wow.
seeing the things that I don't see. You know what I'm saying? So I always felt like a man will never reach his full potential unless he has a woman in his life, man.
No, definitely. I learned a lot being married. I'm married like 10 plus years, and I didn't know how to communicate when I first got married. Like I came a long way from that. I mean, I believe that, man. Like it's just the next level when you want to take that next step. And then like I guess the trouble is like finding a woman that will stick with you
Yeah.
forever, or till you die, basically. Because it
Yeah.
seems uh, like our old like grandparents or even great grandparents were together, till they died,
Yeah.
basically. You know what I mean? But then there's all these like maybe the woman that stayed home, maybe she didn't have any options to leave, and there's all these other arguments that you can have come in there. You know what I mean? But nowadays it's very you have to have a lot of discipline, and you have to have want to do it to be able to stay with somebody. You know what I mean? Both of y'all have to have, and it's hard nowadays. You know what I mean? Because you can just leave at the drop of a hat. You
Yeah.
got all these incentives.
And
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
especially one thing about marriage, and we just gotta be honest, man. Like when divorce comes outside of the kid, the man loses the most, man. You know what I'm saying? You could take his house, you could take his properties, you could take everything that you didn't work for. You know what I'm saying? And that's one reason why it's hard for men to get married today. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of
Yeah.
lot of reasons. There's a whole lot of reasons, but that's one of the reasons why. And with social media and all this, especially for these youngsters, you know what I'm saying? 25, 20 something to like about 35, what's being portrayed with women, you know what I'm saying? Being like the gold digger type and stuff like that, or because women cause like 80% of divorces. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who file 86% of divorces, man. So, you could be with me, I could be on my best stuff or stuff like that, and one day you could just say, I'm bored with him. You know what I'm saying? And get divorced, and not only divorce me, but take everything that I got. But our grandparents, one thing that I think that why they stayed together so long is because of the times, man. You know what I'm saying? Like your grandparents and my grandparents, they couldn't vote at one time.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? It was the way society was. So we had to stick together, man, to make this thing work.
Wow.
Whereas we have so much freedom to do so many things, and then with the quote unquote the feminist movement, you know what I'm saying? Which to me, the feminist movement and like the welfare things of that nature like that breaks a lot of the household, because if the government is willing to give a woman, you know, if she gets a project, say she moves into housing, you know, they'll give her food stamps, they'll give her a little money, and they'll give her $12, $13 rent, $27 rent, just to keep the dad out the house, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, you don't want to build. Nobody wants to start like grandma and grandpa did, from the bottom.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to start like that from the bottom and build up. You know what I'm saying? We want right now gratification. You know what I'm saying? If I can't get no man that has this and has that, you know what I'm saying? I don't want him. You know what I'm saying? Well, shoot, man. What are you doing for yourself that puts you in a situation for him to grab you? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of men don't want to stay in housing forever. You know what I'm saying? But believe me, it's some that's dude, they're cool with that, man. But situations that keeps you in things like that, I understand. But just when you have the natural ability to go out and do for yourself, if you're an able-bodied person, man, housing should just be like a stepping stone. Which what a lot of our grandparents did, that they used housing for a stepping stone to get to the big house. You know what I'm saying? They saved their money. Today, they're not saving no money. As soon as they get it, they spend it. Nobody's building, man. You know what I'm saying? So relationships end quick. You know what I'm saying? The minute you know, Cosmopolitan, it was Cosmopolitan magazine back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And these were rich white women who were in these magazines pushing the independent woman. You know what I'm saying? But all the while, they're telling you to be independent, to go out and do this, go out there, you can go do this. But they're married, man. You know what I'm saying? You're married, so you're influencing these other women to go and do these different type of things that's breaking up the household. You know what I'm saying? Instead of pushing more family orientated type of things. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So in that kind of area, man, I feel that like we suffer, because in all honesty, man, like, man, we see a woman, we don't care we don't care if she has a job, we don't care if she's working, we don't care if she has a degree, we don't care if she you know, she has a degree. None of that in real life, none of that stuff matters to us. Are you going to respect us and love us? That's all we care about, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it comes to us, man, they got a list of expectations that we have to meet, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's our grandparents, man, they wanted to know, can you provide?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Our grandmothers, they wanted to know if grandpa could provide. That's what could he provide, and is he a good man?
Wow.
Does he have a good name behind him? You know what I'm saying? Like, just take for instance, man. When I was growing up as a kid, you didn't know who the drug dealer was.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was shame. It was shamed in the community. If your uncle, your cousin, or somebody your brother went to prison, and you was a youngster, you be like, you ain't seen him in 2 or 3 weeks. You be like, where my brother at? Where my uncle at? Oh, he's out of town working.
Oh wow.
He could be gone for 3 years.
3 years, bro.
He's out of town working.
Crazy.
Because his actions was shameful to the family.
Wow.
Nowadays, you look on social media, they showing all their money, they capping, they telling you what they do, they showing their packs and everything, man.
Crazy.
So it's these type of things that we felt like were detrimental to the community. Now we look at it like, hey, man, if you ain't doing this, you ain't doing nothing.
Like a badge of honor.
You know, facts, like a badge of honor, man. You know, and it's really not, man. It's really not. Y'all don't even take y'all little money to get out the game to build something. You know what I'm saying? Man, I done had friends who were in the game that eventually got businesses, you know, put their kids through colleges, and they don't do the stuff no more. They use it as a stepping stone. Cause poverty, I won't lie, poverty breeds a lot of stuff, man. Poverty breeds a lot of stuff, man. And one of the things that it breathed was guys who sell drugs. You know what I'm saying, and things of that nature, man. You know, you feel the pressure. It's hard for like a lot of people to see it, but you got to be there. Say for instance, man, um, household of five. You know what I'm saying? You nobody, dad's not around, there's no father, uh wherever he may be, household of five. That's kids, not the mother or nothing like that. The mother's trying to do what else she can. You're the oldest brother. There's nobody with no clothes. You know what I'm saying? We're sharing clothes. There's barely food in the
Yeah.
icebox. You don't even want to eat because you're taking out of your little brothers and sisters' mouth, man.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know there's an alternative. You're not old enough to go get a job.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So you see this alternative out here. You know what I'm saying? So they take that chance to start feeding their family, man.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So some of the guys that I've known who went that route, they didn't just become that. They just used it as a stepping stone to get out the way, to accumulate enough money to even put themselves through trucking school or some type of trade
Wow.
school, to where they can actually get them a good job to take care of their family, because this is not really what they want to do, man.
Wow. I'm thinking like I got like so I got a family member that obviously had he told me that I asked him, I said, why'd you do this long ago? Because he got busted, right?
Yeah.
And then he was able to not go to jail, but just have parole for a long time
Yeah.
and have his kids.
Yeah.
It's like, why'd you do that in the first place? It's like we were poor. That's how you would make money, because they had like 13 siblings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And lived here and there. Agnes, over here. And he's like, basically what you're saying, that poverty, I mean, the money, you make money that way. You grow up not having money. Of course, you want to figure out how to make money. Like I remember you talking about uh, some of your friends used to shine shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that, like just to make some cash. And I'm just like, nowadays, I mean, I don't know if nowadays. What's up, John Delano? Shout out to Triple OG Daddy Cree.
Yeah, that's my boy right there, man.
Yeah.
That's like my little brother from another mother, man.
Awesome. Yeah, he's got a podcast too, right?
Yeah, I
Trill
love
Talk.
the Trill Talk. I love that brother right there.
Yeah, so like nowadays, it makes me think like, do we have to go that route nowadays to get to where we want to be?
Man,
It seems like it'll take a long time to get there.
you know what, bro? We don't, man. We don't. There's so much opportunity out there right now, man. Like, all the young brother got to do is just finish school, man.
Mm.
Just finish school, man, and get your trade. You know what I'm saying? There's man, welding, plumbing,
Yeah,
electrical, $100,000 a year.
yeah.
$100,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? The era when I'm talking about, bro, like the Longshoreman Hall used to be in our neighborhood, right? And I watched, man, like I
Wait,
paid
wait,
attention-
what's that?
the
Longshoreman Hall?
Longshoreman Hall.
Okay.
Longshoreman Hall used to be in our neighborhood. So anybody, trying to get on a longshoreman, you had to literally on the block. It was on the block, on what they call the cuts. It was right down the corner, on one of the corners on the cuts. You had Hispanic people up in there, white people up in there, black people up in there, man. You trying to get on, you have to go through this hall. When they moved that hall, I don't know what happened, but when they moved that hall, and I think Longshoreman had closed down or something had happened, man. I'm not for sure, but everybody that was working there, man, all our uncles, all our big cousins, all our brothers and stuff like that, they were all jobless now, man.
Whoa.
And all these people that you seen that became jobless, these men and some women, bro, this is like right when crack hit, man. They were either smoking crack,
Wow.
or eventually started selling crack. One person is trying to deal with how can I say it? They're trying to deal with their anxiety or things of that nature, and the other one is trying to put food on the table, man. You know what I'm saying? So I watched how these things happen, man, in our community over a period of time. So poverty will make a person do what they really don't want to do, man. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's awesome. That's good stuff, man. Real quick, shout out to I just want to mention some truckers out there that watch the podcast. They find me in the field. They're like, "Hey, I see your podcast. Appreciate you guys." So we got Steve and Carlos over there at Enterprise. Thanks for watching. Avery, Javier Gonzalez, Flash. Who else? Justin Flores, and then Pete Gonzalez of LDE. Appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot, you guys, for watching the show. And when I see you out there when we're truck driving, making that money. Man, so yeah, was we could talk about with skip that one. So your journey wasn't always smooth. You've experienced street life, rivalries, and prison.
Yeah.
These experiences tested you and ultimately shaped your perspective. Let's talk about the challenges, lessons, and how it transformed you through it all. So, what was the turning point that made you step away from the streets?
Well, I take you from like, you know, the neighborhood to eventually getting into selling drugs and, prison and all that. When I was about like I always rapped, you know what I'm saying? When I first learned to rap, I always rapped, right? And we had a little group, me and my peers, right? And I was explaining to you earlier while the podcast was off how, like, when the north side and the west side, before we even start calling ourselves that, we should just call ourselves cross town. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, there go them cross town boys. We'd be like, there go them cross town boys, right?
Yeah.
We were rapping against some guys, right? And Da, Jeff Smith, that's my brother too. And we was rapping against him and my other his partner Winston. And Da screamed out west side.
Mhm.
And I screamed out north side.
Wow.
So this is literally how these names came about when we
Wow.
started calling ourselves this. And this is like in 1984, man.
80s.
This
Wow.
is like in 1984, man. You know what I'm saying? 84, 85, somewhere around that area right there. 84, 85, right? Well, we had a buddy from New York. He was a Puerto Rican. He was a tagger. His name was Pedro, man. And by that time we was already like a little clique of guys, man. We hung around each other every day. We go from one apartment to the next apartment, to the next apartment, to the next apartment, and picking up everybody, and that's how we walked around. You know what I'm saying? And Pedro had this shirt that said New York Bomb Squad on the back of it. Man.
Cool.
And I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna name ourselves Northside Bomb Squad, man. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
And we really was a rap group, bro.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? We really was just like a group of rappers. But at the same time, if you mess with one of us, we'll fight you. You might get it by the whole crew. I ain't gonna even say you might, you will. You're gonna have to fight everybody.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And that goes back from when I was telling you that in the neighborhood, if you fought one, bro, you got to fight all,
You gotta fight all of them. You better be ready. Oh, shoot.
That showed community and loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It wasn't. We were never out to be a gang.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? The news and the neighborhood made us that.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're a gang. And then eventually we started flying a flag. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying?
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? We actually did, but we did that through like high school. You know what I'm saying? And during high school, crack had hit our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So that's what poverty took us out of banging
Wow.
to selling drugs. You
Yo.
know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, that whole group, all of us who were in SBS, man,
Yeah.
for the most part, we all shared clothes, man. We shared shoes, we shared pants, shirts. You know, it's the only thing we didn't share were underwear and socks. Man. Everything else we shared, food, we shared everything. We were like really some brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because we come from nothing, man.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have much of nothing, so that right there like bonded us, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know it was a few Mexicans that was with us. You know what I'm saying? Hispanics that was with us. Richard Ayala had a partner named Jay. You know what I'm saying? Partner named Frank Rodriguez. You know what I'm saying? Richard was active with us, but like Jay and Frank, they were like outside type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Who when they ever see us around, they with us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Things like that. You know. And I didn't jump into the game as quick as my friends did, man. I had my first child when I was 17. I was a junior at Miller going into my senior year. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying, man? I at one point I was up to working 3 jobs, man. But
Wow.
even for that, but during that time I had more kids. You know what I'm saying? And even then, man, it was kind of tough on me, right? So after that, man, I remember asking, taking my last $50 that I had on me, man, and going to somebody for some drugs, bro. Like, man, can I get a 50 pack? And that person who's real close to me. I won't say her name, but she's real close to me. So I don't want to put out there like that. She told me no at first, right? And I was like, if you don't give it to me, I'm gonna go somewhere else and get it. You know what I'm saying? And she gave me that 50 pack and she said, this is the last time I'm giving this to you. Don't ever come back. You know what I'm saying? Even though this is what she was doing at the time, she don't ever come back. And that's how I kind of like started, man. And believe me, man, for me it wasn't something that I wanted to do for a long time, man. I had a lot of kids, bro, at a very young age, and I just wanted to be able to provide, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm working 3 jobs. I rarely get to see my family. I rarely get to see my kids, and then after even paying all bills, paying child support here or over there, and I still couldn't like take my family nowhere. There was no movies, there was no little family trips, so there was none of this type. So that's kind of how I got into it. Well, eventually, man, I got into some trouble and I went to prison, right? I did 7 years and 3 months at the most important time of my children's life, man. Right when my boys are going, they're already teenagers. My youngest one at the time was 10, 9. He was getting ready to turn 10. My 2 oldest sons and my stepson, they were already teenagers, and my daughter, you know what I'm saying? So I left them at the most important time in their life, man. And when I came home, I was already a grandfather. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even 40 yet. You feel what I'm saying? And when I went to prison, man, you know, one thing that I knew for a fact that I wasn't gonna come out the guy that went in, man. You know what I'm saying? While like a lot of guys in prison, they was on the gang shit and or you know, the gambling or all the other extra stuff that comes with the prison life. You know what I'm saying? I was educating myself, man.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I was educating myself. I was already drawing shoes,
Yeah.
t-shirt concepts, pants concepts. I was drawing glasses. I was doing all these things that I eventually became an entrepreneur in. I already had the vision. I tell people this all the time, man, who is in prison or yeah, pretty much who's in prison when I'm able to communicate with them. And you know, I say, go hang around with the Muslims. Go hang around with the Muslims, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go and hang with the Muslims. Why? Because the Muslims are the outside of the library, those are the best teachers you're gonna get, bro.
Crazy.
When it comes to like knowing things, financial things, all that, because all these dudes do is study, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't just read the Quran and all that. That's not where their life stop, man. You know, they do the most studying in prison. Because I belong to a Muslim community here in Corpus Christi.
Wow.
We have this class called Talim, and it means to teach. So we had all these brothers from different backgrounds who owned business or did things like that. And so for these classes, we would hold like a 6-week business course. You know what I'm saying? Bring your pencil and your paper, man. And they would lace all these brothers up with LLCs, 501c3s, just give you all the information you know, man. And brothers would literally get out of prison, bro, right back 4 5 months later and tell us, hey man, I started my business, da 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 da. Nobody's ever telling you that in prison, man. Nobody's telling you that but that community. You know what I'm saying? They make room for these type of things. You know what I'm saying? So if I knew that, like I said, when I went to prison that I didn't want to come out the same person, man. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do clothes. I wanted to do something. I just didn't want to sell drugs, bro. I didn't want to go back. That the prison part was the physicality of prison is easy, bro. We can fight all day. You know, wake up the next day, we can fight again if you want to. It was the mental aspect that made me say, I'm never doing this again. No matter what I go through, I'll start from the bottom and I work my way up, man.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? You have guards in there, man. Some fresh out of high school, you know what I'm saying? A couple of years out of high school. This guard is 20, 21 years old, man. You're in your 30s or 40s, and he's talking to you like he's the parent, man.
Oh shit.
If that don't humble you, bro, if that don't humble you, man, if those type of things don't make you change your mind, being told when to go to sleep, it's like, man, prison and school have similarities. Like the public school, man. A bell, they let you know when you can eat. They let you know when you can sleep. You have to ask to go to the restroom.
Wow.
Certain things like that. Door opens, door shuts. You know what I'm saying? There's no windows. Like in school, there's no windows to look outside. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's just like that confinement, man. You know what I'm saying? I think all schools should have windows on them, bro. You know what I'm saying? So people can see outside, so they don't feel and count. Because sometimes I think it sets the poverty stricken child up for that, man. You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
it has so many similarities, man. But I got all the knowledge and everything that I can. And when I came home, it took me a while to get there, but I eventually got there. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying?
Wow. So I guess it would have, when you got out, would you say that it would have been easy for you to go back to what you were doing? Because I've talked to guys and heard guys say like as soon as you come out, you already know where it's at. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
oh yeah, because nothing changes. Just the people change. The age difference change. You know what I'm saying? When I came home, the hustlers was younger. You know what I'm saying? I could have easily.
Yeah.
Man, you don't look. People don't forget you, bro.
Right.
People don't forget who you are. I could have easily, you know what I'm saying, got back into the game, but I didn't want to go to prison.
Yeah.
When I got home, man, my parole officer got me a job. She sent me to this Heldon Fields, and I went down there, filled out the application. They hired guys like me. I was making like $8 and something an hour, bro, and didn't care. I worked 7 years for free.
Oh sure.
I did 7 years. I worked 7 years for free.
Wow.
Being called nigger.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? By some of the guards. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy, dude.
Life being threatened. You know what I'm saying? I know if I go work here, ain't nobody supposed to threaten my life.
Yo,
And
that's
they're
crazy, man.
and they're giving me some money to work, man.
Right, right,
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't care where I started. I knew where at in this place that I wanted to work.
right.
So I worked myself from the bottom as a laborer to the batch plant. I said I wanted to be in the batch plant because that's where the AC at, and all we do is concrete. So I'll do whatever to get there. And believe me, bro, when I got there, man, like a lot of the Mexican guys, man, they would tell me, bro, you're not gonna last, man.
Wow.
You're not gonna last. And I was like, why y'all always telling me that, man? And he was like, because none of y'all last down here.
Whoa.
Y'all work for a while and then y'all quit, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't take the heat. Y'all can't yada 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 yada. And all that, me being told all that, man, is what fueled me, man. Y'all got me bent.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what's crazy? Even that, like, man, it was the immigrant. It was the immigrant on the job that helped me make the most money I could make, man.
Crazy.
I had a partner named Durango from, that's not his real name, but we call him Durango because that's where he's from.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I remember he watched me work. I was never trying to leave, man. When they were sending people home, I wasn't trying to leave.
Yeah.
I want to be there when the last person leaves.
Wow.
So Durango was like, say, man, you want to make some money? Like, hell yeah, I want to make some money, man. He say, stick with me. And look, man, he showed me how to drive. He showed me how to work a backhoe, front end loader,
Wow.
and all these different type of things. You know what I'm saying? He showed me everything that I need to know to make the money that I wanted to make, man. This was my dude, man. You know what I'm saying? We would kick it with each other. When we go work out of town, we buy beer. At the time when I was drinking,
Wow.
stuff like that, we drank together and all that thing. So he helped, me get to a point where I can live comfortable, man. You know what I'm saying? And I
Wow.
really appreciated that dude, man. So I just didn't want to go back to prison. Wasn't nothing out here that was worth going back to prison, man.
Wow.
And to this day, there's nothing out here that's worth going back, man.
So it was like that, man. There's a lot. So it was like the circumstances that you were in prison that was like,
No,
I don't like this at
it-
all.
it-
Why would I want to do this again,
bro.
Right? Type of-
Man, I don't care what nobody say. Prison is the wackest place in the world, bro. It's the wackest place in the world. Man, look, I'm not coming did I have some fun? Yes. You know what I'm saying? You got to do something for your sanity. Did I play chess and things like that? Kick it with people, develop friendships? Yes,
Yes,
man.
yes, of course.
But when them doors slam at night, Ask every inmate what he's thinking about.
Damn.
You're thinking about your goddamn family. When you're a father, you're thinking about your kids. When you got a lot of time, your kids are growing up while you're out here, man. I watch my kids grow up through photos, man.
Yo,
You know what I'm
wow.
saying? And then you got some brothers who don't get none of that. They don't get none of that. So when I would get all my pictures, they come to my table. They come to where I'm sitting at just to see my pictures, just to see what outside look like, man, because they've been gone for so long. You know, I don't care what nobody say. I don't brag about prison, man. I don't talk about, I don't even talk about the good times that I did have, man. I tell everybody, yeah, that's the wackest place in the world. I don't care what nobody say. I ain't tough enough to say that, hey, you gotta be this and gotta. No, you don't, bro. I don't watch how people get manipulated in there. I don't watch gang members screw each other over. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
From the
man.
side. There's no sense of loyalty in there. I don't look. I remember, man, my brother-in-law came in there, right? And he had gained so much weight I didn't recognize him. He's a Hispanic dude,
Oh,
right?
wow.
I didn't recognize him, right? And one of my Muslim brothers who was Hispanic, he was like, say, Creon, there's a dude from Corpus here, man. He says he knows you, man. And I'm like, bet, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really too much paying no mind. So we go to breakfast that morning, and they're sitting at the table next to me, right? And he said, hey, Creon, that's him right here. I say, what's up? What's up? We shake hands. And he looked at me crazy. I was he's like, man, you don't know who I am? And I'm like, nah. He's like, fool, it's me, Raul. You know what I'm saying? I look, I'm like, bro, you're like 100 pounds heavier, man. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing I do that when because I was working in the library at the time, first thing I do, I go to the major. I said, say, major, man, my brother-in-law is here, man, on this unit, man.
Wow.
His name is yada yada. I don't want to put all his name out there. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
My brother-in-law is here, man. Could you shoot him over here to my wing, man? So the major took care of that for me, shot him over there. And like in prison, man, blacks got to sit with the blacks, Mexicans got to sit with the Mexicans, whites, they sit with whites, man.
Right.
So, I'm over the Islamic community, right? I got this little circle of mine. I got Crips, I got Bloods, I got
Wow.
Muslims, I got this Asian brother,
Crazy.
and then I got Raul over here. We're all eating together. You know
Oh,
what
wow,
I'm
that's
saying?
crazy.
And
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it's any problem, it's gonna be smoke. You know
Oh,
what I'm
shoot.
saying? So I was never
Crazy.
playing by penitentiary rules. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna come here and live my life the way and do this time the way I wanted to.
Wow.
I wasn't gonna let prison rules dictate how I function around here. Now, of course, some things you follow. Like I'm not walking through looking up in a man's cell. Ain't no telling what they got on. That's not my business. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. But you telling me who I can feed, you telling me who I can eat with, or who I can talk to, and these type of things, it's not gonna work with me, man. You just gonna have to beat me up every day. So
Crazy.
that's how my little circle of friends worked, man. We wasn't. Are you a human being? Are you a good person? Well, you can come over here and kick it with us. You know what I'm saying? Like that. We wasn't on that. And because because he belonged to a family. When his people found out, like, now that's his brother-in-law over there, man. You know what I'm saying? We got pictures.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? We showing the pictures of like, now you see us in the world together. Because I had friends, that was there
Yeah.
that didn't believe me, man.
Oh.
Like, how do you know this Mexican dude? You know what I'm saying? I'm
Wow.
like, man, this is my brother-in-law. Nah, y'all just from Corpus. He's not, y'all ain't like that. Bro, pull out all the pictures. Look, man, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
This is my wife, this is his ex-wife, yada yada yada, break down. These are my nephews, these are his kids, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
Like that, bro. So they okay. So y'all ain't playing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was known, like, look, man, because he's not a troublemaker. So don't start no trouble with him, bro. You know what I'm saying? And for the time that he was there, he had it smooth selling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying because of me, but I'm just saying because of the character I displayed, the person who I was, man. He could do his time the way he wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? Even his
Wow.
family wasn't on him about being around blacks. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So it was all right, but still at the end of the day, prison is whack. It's the worst place you can
Yeah.
be. Your kids grow up without you. You man, one of the things that hurt me the most is that people were dying on me, man. And I wasn't able. There was no way I could attend the funerals, and these were people who loved me sincerely, man. The brothers don't tell you about the times that they in their cell crying, man.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Breaking down because of certain situations. Brothers don't tell you how like on just every now and again out of nowhere, man, this shit get to you and you just start crying, man. Like you feel you about to lose it, but you gotta hold on because you got something to get back to. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I recommend anybody avoid that as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Man, go get a job. Go get two if you have to, man. Life is real good out here.
Right.
I don't care how hard you think it is or how sometimes life sucks. Believe me, it's a lot better out here
Yeah,
than
crazy.
inside of there, man.
Yeah, man. Speaking of, I was listening to your interview also. They were talking about your leg and stuff. So how has your accident impacted your mental health and with coping strategies?
Oh man, I tell you what. Read the medication they give you, man.
Oh, wow.
Read the medication they give you, man.
Definitely not homegrown.
Yeah, man. Read the medication they give you, bro.
That's funny.
Because look, man, like when I had my accident, man, I didn't really know how bad I was messed up. My
Wow.
legs are wrapped, right? I remember when they took me out of the machine that I had my accident. When they took me out, see, I was laying on, and when I had my accident, I was laying on my stomach. My legs were behind me and they were twisted up.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I felt in like an auger type machine.
Oh my God.
And it twisted my legs up, right? So I can't see behind me. I don't know. All I know is that I felt every bone breaking my left leg. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's happened to my feet, both feet. And I remember when the paramedics finally got me out, I looked at my regional manager and I told him, "Hey man, I just messed myself up a little bit. I'll be back in a couple of weeks." And they started crying, man. I'm like, what the hell they crying for, man? I'm good. I wasn't even
crazy.
crying. I was just in pain, like, man, get me out. You know what I'm saying? I was just in that type of pain. I wasn't really crying. I was just hurting, right?
Right.
So I have surgery here in Corpus at the Old Memorial Hospital. They reconstruct my stuff back together, man. I got my legs wrapped up. I still don't know how bad I am, right?
Yeah.
They transferred me to a Herman Memorial in Houston, the trauma center, right? Well, one day, man, I don't know how long I'm there, maybe 3 weeks or something like that. They unwrap my feet and I see it for myself.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? And I have
Scary, man.
a panic attack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going hysterical, man. And the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I'll never be able to take care of my family again.
Oh,
My
wow.
family. Because, bro, all I wanted to do in prison was get out and take care of my family, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to, whatever, I wanted to make life as easy for them as possible, alleviate whatever circumstances they was going to and make life easy for them. So when I see my feet for the first time, man, I said, I'll never be able to take care of my family again, man. Who's going to take care of my family? You know what I'm saying? And the doctors, they were trying to encourage it. Hey, man, believe me, you're going to bounce back. There's all kind of technology that they have out there for you to be able to walk again and all this type of stuff, man. So I just couldn't see it, man. And it took me a long time to see it, man. I mean, in all honesty, man, I'll keep it a buck, man. My injury, my state of mind cost me my family, man. I don't blame nothing on my ex, my youngest son mother, man. My state of mind, I could never get to the right place, man, mentally, bro. And I didn't talking about feel like I didn't even feel like half a man, bro. Like I didn't even feel like half a man. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew she needed me, man. I knew my family needed me to be out there working to help pay the bills and things like that. And man, I was in no situation to do those type of things, man. And those things, man, cause bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. When I would like pass through the north side, I would always look at the Harbor Bridge. And I was in a lot of man, not even man, thousands of times I thought about jumping.
Whoa.
Like there was numerous of times that I thought about
Crazy,
just
bro.
just jumping, bro, like getting it over with, right? And one day, cause I was really depressed, man, really depressed. So one day, man, for some reason, I was taking this anxiety medicine for my anxiety, man. And I just read the side of one day I just grabbed that paper out of it and was reading the side effects.
Oh,
And
shit.
one of the side effects said that if it's not working, it'll intensify your depression. And that's what it was doing to me. Because once I quit messing with that medicine, bro, those thoughts weren't there no more, man. Like living was on my mind now. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like really living. And 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 this is what like I had three men. Even my family couldn't like pull me out of that funk. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that they didn't try nothing like that. It's just like they just couldn't. But this is when I met Jacoby. You know what I'm saying? Jacoby helped me a lot, man, to get mentally in the right place. Then I came across three female friends, Ryan, Natasha, and Kamisha. They helped me like mentally help me feel like a man again. You know what I'm saying? They would always encourage me and tell me good things. And another person too was the other two other people was my partner Slow and D Money, Muddy Water Wayne. You know what I'm saying? I got to give them boys they credit because them two, Wayne and Slow, they never they treated me like I ain't half a foot, man. Or like they want to wrestle, they want to fight, they want to do all that. I'm like, man, get off me, man. But I know what it was for, bro. For the encouragement, like, man, bro, you still here with us, bro. You know what I'm saying? You still Creon. Don't feel like you're not Creon. You know what I'm saying? But those stages helped pull me out. You know what I'm saying? And then being around Gino and all these other guys starting the wave guard stuff helped me pull out of that mentality that ain't nobody no more, or not necessarily nobody, but that I'm not a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took it took. I had that accident in 2013. I didn't mentally get right to probably about 2018, 2019, man.
Seems like a healthy amount of time to like grieve over that, I guess. I mean,
Now I joke about it, bro.
you know what I
You know what
mean?
I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, Facebook helped me a little bit too,
Oh, yeah.
because that's where I would take my pain
Yeah.
and turn it into a joke. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know, like, through my suffering and joking about it, how many people I was helping, man.
Wow.
Because man, even to this day, I still get text inboxes like, man, Creon, you don't know how you get me through the day, man, by the stuff you post on Facebook, man.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Or, man, every time you talk about your injury and you make us laugh, man, you make me realize that what I'm going through ain't nothing compared to you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And if you can laugh about life and if you can still be happy, man, I can get through whatever I'm going through too, because I didn't go through what you go through. And I was like, man, bro, I'm over here coping, man.
Wow.
I say that's all I'm doing, bro. I'm just
Wow.
coping, man.
You don't even know you're helping somebody.
Yeah,
You're going
man.
through this. Wow, that's crazy.
And I would get a lot of those inboxes, man, and from a lot of people who just so happen to be going through. So I remember this one girl was telling me, like, man, you got me through my pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with my baby dad and all this type of stuff. I like, man, y'all, I'm coping, man. I'm coping. This is how I'm coping through Facebook,
Wow.
man.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah, I'm thinking about Facebook. So, like, how different? Because Facebook's supposed to be like a community thing. How different do you think it is from, like, say, community that you grew up back then, and now? Do you think there is some type of community that you could have on social media?
Yeah, it really is, because you're able to start different type of groups. You know what I'm saying? You can start groups on there, and through those groups, man, you get the right people in them. Y'all could help each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the name? There's this one group. We'll just take for instance, man. Somebody's going like, if I'm not mistaken, Yvonne Davis Brown. I think she started a group for healing mothers whose son were killed by the police or anything, something
Wow.
like that. You know what I'm saying? And people who have lost somebody through police violence or anything like that. That's how they heal with each other. You know what I'm saying? I done found all different type of groups for myself. You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with injuries that don't nobody know about, but this is some of the groups I go to
Yeah. Wow.
for healing. You know what I'm saying? So you can start. It's not, even though it's a lot of BS on
Of course, yeah.
Facebook,
That's why I asked.
you can there's always some positive in there too. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go look for it or start it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a friend named Jessica Franklin. She I was trying to get her on my show, but she works a lot. I'm just hoping to get on the show because she wants to start a group for grieving mothers who have lost their husband or
Wow.
stuff like that, to where there's a there's a place for people to go, man, who are in these type of situations, and y'all build from there, man. Like, you don't know, man. Like, one thing about Facebook and the stuff that I post, I've got a lot of friends when I come out in public. You know what I'm saying? I don't even be knowing these people. They be like,
Oh, wow.
man, hey, man, I follow you on Facebook, man. You're funny. Come have a drink. I don't drink or nothing like that no more. You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm saying? So, like, come have a drink with me, something like that. Or, man, let me buy you something, or, man. Or if I'm just out and about, hey, man, if you need anything, I got you. That's just off of Facebook.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So you do build a little community within yourself, because people remember you. They know you. They know you what you posted, man. And
Yeah.
all you knowing is that you don't even know who this friend dude who sent you, or this female who sent your friend request. You just let them join your ride. You know what I'm saying? Get in your car. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, speaking of those, I want to give a shout out to I actually have a community page for Corpus Christi Originals, and like anybody that's been on the podcast or bought merch or whatever, they can share on there, and I just share episode clips and stuff like that. But here's some of the pages that follow us: Iced Out Coffee and More on Wheels, Lori Love Entertainment, Rugsy Siegel, Bird Post Marketplace, Local Texas Foodie, Ana Conejo, Big Kitchen Foods, ProCare Legacy Detailing, Susheria, and Stacy's Shot. And there's a bunch more. But thanks you guys for following the community page. And just if you're watching this episode, you like this episode, let us know what you liked about this episode with Creon. But yeah, that's awesome, man. So the Man Look podcast, dude. So I heard about that. Well, I talked to King about it, right, when he was on here and you were on here, I think. But whenever you're on their show, you're like, man, look.
Yeah.
And that to me is like an educational moment's gonna show up right now. So,
You know what, man? That's part of my vocabulary.
right.
Before we even started, like, man, look, I was like, man, look.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? When I'm trying, it's really for, like, if you saying some bullshit, I'm just to educate you right
Oh,
quick,
dude, that's
man. You
funny.
know what I'm saying? Like, or you say something that, look, man, that don't make no sense, and you're trying to make it make sense so we can all agree with that shit. I'm like, man, look, you know what I'm saying? So I've been saying that for a long
Funny.
time, man. I actually, like, when we was talking earlier about Jacoby, he had the Clint Peabody show. I did mine, and we used to co-host it together. You know what I'm saying? The Man Look, and man, we had a good little stretch, maybe a 2-year stretch, and then COVID came.
Wow.
So after COVID, we stopped, and then I opened the Wave God Supreme store. So we'll getting right back. We was getting ready. We had a couple of episodes with Ramon, with Freakman. We had a couple of episodes because he was doing the graphics and stuff for us, the background and everything for us. And then he had a incident in his family to where he couldn't come around no more. It was real personal. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of fell back. You know what I'm saying? We kind of fell back in that. Coach Jacoby eventually got into. Of course I'm trying to run the store. Jacoby eventually got into his training took off. You know what I'm saying? His training
Yeah.
like took off. You know what I'm
Awesome.
saying? So, and I was telling you how DJ King hit me up, man. It was like, say, man, we're gonna start doing the Rod and High podcast, man. Would you like to join it? And like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Anything King got going on, man, him and Freak, man, I'm gonna participate. Even though like I barely make the smoke walks, but it really because like I pray 5 times a day, man. So
All right.
before I cut out, I want to make sure I make my prayers, bro. And if that prayer, because they come in at certain times, you know what I'm saying? If my last prayer comes in at a time that's cutting close to when the event's about to end, then I ain't gonna make the event. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it has nothing to do with me not wanting to be there. It's just my devotion to God.
It's
You
your
know what I'm
discipline.
saying? Yeah. And my discipline. That's because, like, man, I done been through a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? I done been through a lot to where, like, at one point I ain't had nobody but God. And I
Right.
see by when when I'm being disciplined and doing what I'm supposed to be doing in the confines of my faith, how all the blessings that come to me. So I'm not trying to lose his blessings or his favor. But getting back to the podcast, King had been on my butt, man, for maybe about a year and a half,
Yeah.
maybe 2 years. Man, Creon, you need to start the Man Look Back. We're gonna do it on the Ride High platform, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Then at one time I was like, but man, I need a new logo, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was putting it out. I was inboxing people, man, but they would never send me nothing like a logo or nothing like that. And then uh him and Freak jumped on the logo, man, and the logo that I have today, and I was like, man, this is fire.
Yeah,
You
it
know
is.
what I'm
It's a
saying?
good
Like,
logo.
I like, man, this is
Yeah, it's
fire,
a good
man.
logo. I like it. Yeah.
It's time to go.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what
for
I'm
sure.
saying?
Wow, that's
It's
awesome.
time to go, man. And so we've been rolling ever since then. We started this year, man, and I've had some really touching episodes, man, because I think one of my first episodes back was I had two. It was about prison.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I had two OGs from my neighborhood, one who did like 25 and the other one did like 17 or something like that. And it was about safe prison, and I was talking to them because a lot of people think that like pedophiles and sex offenders, when they get down to the penitentiary, you know what I'm saying? Ain't the 80s no more. This ain't the 70s and 80s and the 90s how they used to get handled. They got prisons for them now,
Wow.
to where if you touch them, you get your free world case. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to make it easy as possible for them. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're criminals, and they'll come home before your brother or your cousin that was selling drugs. They'll
Yeah.
come home before people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I watched it because I was sent to one of those prisons, and I
Wow.
was asking, and like it was a guy who used to play basketball for the Phoenix Suns called Oliver Miller, where his dad was there,
Mm.
big tall black dude. And we worked in the line building together. And I remember before they gave me the job in the line building, the present major at that time when I got there, he was like, "Hey man, are you a peeping Tom?" I was like, "Hell no." He's like, "Are you some kind of freak or something like
Oh
that?"
shoot.
Like he was going in. I was like, "Hell no, I ain't like that, man. I'm a man's man." You know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, I'm gonna give you a job in the line building. The reason why I'm asking you because I gave somebody else a job in the line building, and the closet is connected to the woman's restroom, and they dug a hole in the wall and through the mirror, and they was watching the women use the
Crazy.
restroom. I'm like, nah, I ain't on that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And then one of the first things that he told me, he was like, don't mess with my white boys and don't mess with my gays. You know what I'm saying? And your trip will be good. This is what he told me, man.
Wow.
I was like, man, you ain't gonna remember about me messing with nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
That's what I was told. So they had a board in there, and it was like how many the percentage of how many sex offenders on the unit. You know what I'm saying? And how many the percentage of non-sex offenders on the unit, man. Well, any between 85 to 75% of sex offenders are on this unit, and the other guys are people that are selling drugs, robberies, or arson or shit like that. Any other crime
Right.
outside of that, right? And I'm like, man. So just say if it's 500 people on the unit, so for every 100, only 25 or 35 of us ain't no 20 from 25, either 25 of us or 15 of us out of every 100 are just down here on drug charges, robbery charges, or something like
Yo.
that. Everybody else are fucking sex offenders. You know what I'm saying? Or done something, pedophiles or something like that, man. So I'm in the line building because this is bothering me, man. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell am I doing on this unit, man? And
Wow.
and I'm talking to Mr. Miller because we work around women. And I'm like, man, Mr. Miller, I don't understand why I'm here because I don't know. Well, he already told me what he's there for. You know what I'm saying? I done told him what I'm here for. But why I'm in prison, right? And I'm like, man, Mr. Miller, I don't know why I'm on this unit, man. And he said, Martin, he called me Martin. He said, Martin, somebody got to work with these women, man. He said, and they figured you were somebody that would work with these women. So they brought you all the way from the bottom of Texas to the top of Texas. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to keep that in my mind. Like, okay, this is why I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? And I also think it was God too, because I got a son with 7 daughters, 6 daughters. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So my mind is already right there when it comes to my granddaughters. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
And things like that, man. And then that's where I educated myself at too, because I got the job in the library. So I spent a lot of time reading and studying things, man. So I, if if you believe in God, you believe it was written, and this was just a part of my journey in life
Wow.
to become the individual I am today, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that was kind of crazy experience, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be in that type of situation, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. Real quick, shout out to Ramon and DJ King in the chat. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Yeah.
Shout out Terry Clay and Hope Him.
Yeah.
Fire, hundreds. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Those were Terry Clay and Hope Him was actually the OGs that I had on the show, and getting back to it was explaining to them about the safe prison environment now, that it ain't like it used to be compared to when they were in there to when I got there. You know what I'm saying?
So what are the differences now between the two? Because
well, they had easier access to beating the crap out of them,
Okay.
or doing something violent to them. To whereas now that, like, if you do something to one of them, you can get a free world charge, man. You can get assault charge. You'll have to go back to court and get some more time, something like that. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of protecting of them, but at the same time, now they're still on units, but they have units for them now.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Where they try to get all of them on that one unit so they can avoid being it, because a lot of sex offenders, they get molested, they get extorted. They're made to wash clothes. You know what I'm saying? They become like what you see on like a lot of the TV shows. They become the BITCH inside of them. You know what I'm saying? So in order to keep them safe, they made the safe prison type of environment for them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I mean, is it better, worse? I mean, you know what I mean? Because just like them, they could come out and do the same thing as somebody who went in for drug dealing. You know what I mean?
It's well, that's just it, bro. They get out fast, man. They still come home, man. Only thing about it is that they have to register. You know what I'm saying? They have to register, and they have restrictions. You can't be around kids and stuff like that.
Right.
But man, they still do. You know what I'm saying? You don't because one thing about it, regardless of if they're registered or not, you know what I'm saying? When they go somewhere, you don't know that that's a sex offender. You know what I'm saying? You probably wouldn't know. That's why I tell people too, man, like, just Google your wherever you stay at, Google your radius where you at, sex offenders, and it'll come up. You know what I'm saying? And it'll show you everybody, the address and everything of who's a sex offender in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
So you can be careful, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah. So that's just one of the topics among others. I mean, the other topics you talked about, men need to be aware of who, when they're picked or chosen.
Yeah.
Single mothers raising boys.
Yeah.
Juneteenth with Simone Sanders. Cheating, who and why. Hillcrest basketball and Hillcrest Records lifestyle and entertainment segments. Man, dude.
And I also had one about fentanyl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is my homegirl. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't seen her in a long time, man, a good little minute. And when she called me up and told me, like, I would have never guessed it, man.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And her episode was powerful, man. You know what I'm saying? It didn't garner probably as much as attention that I would have loved for it too, but that's my goal, man, when it comes to podcasts, because I'm not here for the views, even though we hope to get views.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? My intention is to spread some type of knowledge, so you can understand, or some statistics and facts on things, because on certain things I go and run my numbers, man. I go make sure that I'm not up here just talking. You know what I'm saying? I actually have statistics and things that's on this. You know what I'm saying? So that I won't be called a BSer. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing, man. I'm just here to give you the facts on stuff, like, man, so we can be better as a people. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about people, I'm talking about every damn body. You know what I'm saying? So we can learn how to be have some type of humanity out here, man, and to also be aware of what's going on around you too, man, because it's a lot of things that go on, man, that we overlook that you shouldn't be overlooking, man. You know, and then like with the fentanyl, you know what I'm saying? Like these are things like are when it comes to stereotypes, you know what I'm saying? It's not like a black drug. You know what I'm saying? Well, we'll say like, this is what black people do, this is what black do, or this is what Hispanics do, this is what white people.
Like
Yeah,
crack can be
crack. You know what I'm saying?
associated with
Yeah, with the black community. You know what I'm saying? Even though everybody do
Everybody's
it,
doing it.
but it's associated in this stereotype through the black community. You know what I'm saying? So you come to find out like, hey, my homegirl, she's black and she's doing fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? So drugs and things like that don't care what color you are, bro. You know what I'm saying? People who sell it don't care what color you are, because coming back to crack, it's what I used to sell. You know what I'm saying? And I seen every nationality come through the hood.
Crazy.
I'm talking about from white, black, Mexican, Asian. You know what I'm saying? Indian. You know what I'm saying? I done seen it all.
Wow.
Drugs and stuff don't have it don't discriminate, man. Whoever takes it. You know what I'm saying? So that her talking about that and then explaining herself and then like, man, I couldn't believe that my homegirl had been through this, man.
Wow.
So I wanted to. I don't know much about fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? Just only what they say on the news.
Right.
So here I got somebody that I know. I'm gonna bring her on, and I'm glad she reached out to me. So I brought her on. You know what I'm saying? So whoever don't know about fentanyl and its effects of it, well, here we are on the Ridin High Man Look show. You know what I'm saying? So you can get information on that, man. So even parents can be aware of what's going on out here. You know, I listened to this. I think it's called 136. It's station 1360 on A. It's an AM radio station. It's a Republican station, and man, they was talking about the effects of like fentanyl and all these different type of drugs, and even they were saying, these aren't the normal party drugs that white people was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
He's like that. Man, you got to be careful with your kids because they're lacing all these our party drugs that we party with,
Right.
with fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, man, you never know.
You don't know.
You
Wow.
never know. So you gotta. They even putting it on dro, dog. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to be careful what you're doing out here. If this is what you do, you know what I'm saying? You got to be careful because your life is at stake, man.
Oh, that's crazy. There was a girl in here. She runs a dispensary like in Portland or whatever. But she said she had that experience. A guy gave her some stuff and she thought it was a joint or whatever. Smoke. It was like weed, and she didn't know what was in it, and she fainted and all this other stuff. So I was like, wow.
Yeah, man.
Well, now, I mean, you don't know, man. I think that's why I gravitate towards you and your podcast is, it's like an educational, like you're asking the questions that people are listening, that they're asking.
Yeah.
And those questions are getting answered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a learning tool, which is kind of how I do mine.
Yeah.
I want to say I've always been like a learner as well.
Yeah.
And what I learn, I want people to know.
Yeah,
also.
I'm the same
Like a
way, bro.
teacher
Like,
type of
yeah,
thing,
yeah. Like if I get information, man, you do injustice if you don't share it. You know what I'm saying? You do it and I'm talking about like vital information, not somebody's business,
Right.
but vital information that's could help people. You do an injustice to the people if you don't share that information. If you hold that into yourself and one of your close friends died from something that you already knew about and you never relayed that information for them, I'm not saying you caused his death, but you play a part in it. You know what I'm saying? Or you know statistics and stuff about prison life and the things that happen or what happened to that. And I feel like being that I've been there and I don't relay this information to these youngsters and they go to the prison, even though they doing what they want to do, but if I don't at least give them information, I play a part in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with my podcast, my duty is to give you some news you could use, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, that's what on the Clint Peabody show. That's what my segment was called. News you could use.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because I would relay all different type of information.
That's
you know?
cool.
So I'm just that type of way like you, man. Once I learn something, I gotta give it away.
Yeah, you got to give it away, like especially if it's useful information. Like
Yes.
that lady we were talking about, that lady that came on, Rachel Caballero. She
Yeah.
was talking about how in the city charter it says that the mayor doesn't run the city, that the city manager runs
Yeah, that
the
blew
city.
my mind.
Like, well, what? You know what I mean?
That blew my mind, man.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought the mayor was running the city, and
Yeah.
no wonder the guy's getting paid so much money. You know what I mean? The city manager. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I can't. That's why I shared that clip, because a lot of people, and I got a lot of views on that clip,
Yeah.
because I feel like it's information that people
Yeah,
don't know
bro.
about. You know what I mean?
got, man. If you wouldn't have shared that clip, you'd have did an injustice to all
Yeah,
of
you
us,
see,
bro.
dude?
You know
Yes,
what I'm
man.
saying?
I like
Like,
that.
no,
Yeah.
no, bro. You like you burnt the grass with that one, man. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, that was news and information that's needed out here, bro. Because I'm 53.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it took me 53 years to find this type of information. You know what I'm saying? And I was listening to something else too about like, you know, like me, I'm more concerned on what goes on in our city more than I am the United States. And the reason why I say that is because I live here. I'm a part of the United States, but I stay in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where my concern come from. Yeah, I know what's going on, but for change, for anything, for change to start happening, changes always got to start happening on home ground.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before you start trying to venture out and trying to change the world, make sure your environment is changed.
Wow, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure your environment is changed. I always tell my partners, man, when your life is in disarray, go and clean your room, bro. Go clean your room,
Yeah,
man.
start
And
there.
start with your room. Then once you come out your room, clean your kitchen. Then go into your living room, clean your bathroom. Once your whole house is clean, now you're ready to walk outside and function. Man.
Crazy.
You know?
How much of an impact do you think the podcast has on the local community?
Well, you know what, man? People watch, man. People watch. We might not think they do. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll see 1,200 views, 1,400, 1,800 views. I think with when I had Jaron and them on there for the trail ride, I think we had like 10,000, 12,000 views.
Cool.
I don't know all them people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So somebody's watching. I did a show. I went to on Fat Man the Boss on a situation. I did 10,000 views on that, and like, man, it blew my mind. I had to screenshot that, keep it for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? And we're just like on his regular page going live, and we did 10,000 views, man. You know what I'm saying? I haven't done that on my own page yet.
Wow,
You know what I'm saying?
cool, man.
But
Yeah.
people watch, man, and we do like guys like me and you know what I'm saying, who really talk about what's really going on, man. We impact people, bro. We impact people. We might not see it because we don't know everybody that's watching, bro. We impact people outside of our friends. Of course, our friends will tell us that, hey man, I watched the show and yada 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 yada. But we don't know about the dude. We don't know the people who watch the show. You know what I'm saying? So for them to sit there through it, bro. One thing that I learned as a youth, man, that when I was told things, hey, what I should do and what I should not do, and the things that I bucked and I didn't listen to, later on down the line, when I done something, that memory came back across my head. Well, man, I remember when I was 14 years old, that man told me, don't do this, man.
Yeah, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's there. Whatever you watch is there. You know what I'm saying? It's just in the subconscious.
Crazy.
Put yourself in a situation. It'll come out your subconscious. You know what I'm saying?
My one of the things it makes me think about this. One thing my dad would say, well, actually, my grandma would tell my dad's family, like if you meet somebody for the first time, respect them, treat them right, because you don't know if you're gonna come across them later in life, because they could be like, oh, remember you treated me like this,
Yeah.
or whatever. You know what I mean? Just give them a respect at the onset. Might not, you don't know if you'll see them later.
You never know. Say like one time, me and Jacoby, we went to juvenile. We've been over there twice to speak to the youth, right? And when I had my store in the trade, I had it on West Point. Then I moved it to the trade center. Then I eventually just shut it down and started selling, going back out the house. But a kid came in there, man.
Mhm.
He said, hey, he called me by my name and everything. Hey, Creon, what's up, man? And I don't know. I'm like, who's this kid right here? He said, man, you might not remember me, but I was at the juvenile when you was talking to me, man. I got my stuff together. He had his little chain on, dressed real nice. He was like, man, this is my girlfriend right here. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So the things we do, man, they impact people, man.
Yeah.
You know, when you're doing right, you impacting people, man. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I learned about life, regardless of who you are in life, bro, God gonna use you, man. You're gonna either be used somebody to admire or somebody to despise, man. Somebody to be like or somebody not to be like.
Wow.
Pick who you want to be, man. Pick
Wow.
who you want to be in life, man. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody's watching. Somebody is always watching. And you're right, bro. Anytime you meet somebody new, extend kindness to them. Extend humility to them, because you never know what your situation will end up in life, man. And that person can be the same person that you were so kind to that they came back around and helped you out, man.
Yeah. It's awesome, man. We're almost done. Thanks a lot, Creon, for coming on the podcast, man. Is there anything you want to share? Anything to our listeners, maybe to the youth, or even your crowd, your audience, my audience, or you got anything in mind that you would like to share?
Man, tap into Man Look, tap into Corpus Christi Original, tap into Ridin High Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Go see my boy. If you're doing basketball training, go see my boy Jacoby Satterwhite at Supreme Training. Spend your money with your locals, with Breland Price, Waveguard Supreme, Corpus Christi Original Gear. Everybody who's making clothes, spend your money with your locals, man. You know what I'm saying? Because our clothes are fresher than what comes off the designer racks. I don't care what nobody say. But for the most part, man, what I really want, I just have to give my shout outs.
Yeah, go
But for the
it.
for the most part, man, what I really want to say is, man, like, you're never too old to learn something, man. You're never too old to learn, man. Older people, listen to the youth. Listen to the youth, because a lot of the things that do are really cries, man. They just don't know how to express themselves properly. They don't know the language and they don't know how to articulate it. A lot of the youth, man, listen to your elders, man. Respect your elders, man. Because only reason why we tell y'all things is because we went through it and we love y'all enough to not want to see y'all go through it, man. You know, be kind to people, man. You don't have to be nice, but be kind. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say not be nice, because nice get you used, man. When you kind to people, it does a boundary there. You know what I'm saying? When you kind to people, you kind of like have a boundary. You're respectful, you're cordial, and you're kind. But when you're nice, man, people tend to overstep their boundaries and use you. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So keep that in mind, man. And just be a good human being, man. I don't care if your friend's a Republican or your friend's a Democrat. Be a good human being, man, because that's something that's separating us as a people, man. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's this political stuff is separating us as people, man. You know what I'm saying? Be a good human being, man. That's all. That's pretty much what it is, man. Once you're a good human being, man, you know you're able to deal with everybody, even people who are like against you. You know how to deal with them, man. When you're being a human being, and one day your humility change them into being like, have you like, like, there's been times in my life, bro, that like I see like people pick with certain people, right, and that person just stay humble the whole time, and years down the line, them same people that was picking with him have become that person's protector. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever they tried to do couldn't break that dude, man, or that girl, man. And they stayed true to themselves. And when you stay true to yourself, man, and people see that, man, they don't have no choice but to honor you for who you really are, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And become your friend. Like, some of my enemies have become my best friends, man. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, some of my enemies I call them brothers. They're some of my closest friends, and they have come through me in the clutch. I even take it to even some of the people that I've hurt have become my best friends. They looked out to me and just things, man, just by me changing who I am and becoming a good human being, man.
Yeah.
So that's what I push, man. Be a good human being, man. Do what's right.
Definitely. I like that. I like that.
But I appreciate you too as well bringing me on, bro, because man, I like this podcast. You know what
appreciate
I'm
you, man.
saying? I really do, man. I really like this podcast, and I watch it from time to time whenever I'm able can, or the time permits me to, man. I go through it. I'll go through some of the your past things. You know what I'm saying? See what some of the things I missed and the topics that I missed, man. And I truly and sincerely like what you're doing, bro.
Thanks a lot. It never fails, man. Every time I come in before a show, I'm always questioning myself, imposter syndrome. When I get in here, out the window.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's
look,
gone.
bro, I'm the same way, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm the same way. Like when I'm having a certain type of topic, man, I'm trying to prepare for it, man. And what I come to notice, like I could have all my notes, but if I just ask the question and like just let them kind of go, they'll wind up saying everything that was in my notes.
Yes,
So
dude.
it kind of
Oh my God, that's so true. Wow.
so
That's
it
so
kind of saves me, man. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, like for real. That just happened like almost today. Like there were some topics we didn't cover, but it was good. 73, the RG says this is an outstanding episode. Thank you for sharing. David Guetta says yes, be a good human being. That's where we're at. David Guetta has a podcast called the Walking Leader Podcast,
Okay.
where he talks about leadership and stuff like that.
Okay.
Ramon Esparza, thanks a lot. Man, Creon, let's see, let's do the outro. Big thanks to Creon Maaan for sharing his story from Northside Manor to Man. Look, showing us how creativity, resilience, and real talk can impact the whole community. Make sure you check out Man Look, what's talk show, right?
Yes, sir.
Man Look Talk Show and the Riding High Podcast Network. Awesome. Links to the show are in the show notes. Shout out to our sponsor, Premier Hearing Solutions of South Texas. Thanks a lot for sponsoring the show. Creon, been a pleasure, man. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through.
Bro. Anytime.
Everybody else, stay tuned for the next episode. We got coming out. Check out the clips. Follow the Facebook community page we got. I also started another page, Corpus Christi Podcast,
Yeah.
for podcasters and listeners to find local podcasts. Join that.
That's a dope thing, man.
Join that
For real.
community, man, because there's the podcast space is growing, and Creon's podcast, my podcast, we got all this knowledge and all this stuff that we want to share, and we just want to share it with listeners locally. So let's start
Yeah.
at the local level if we really want to make a change.
Yeah.
But thanks a lot, you guys. Have a good one.
Peace.